Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well. Did you get coffee? If you haven't had coffee, that's okay. I have exactly 20 minutes to blow your mind. And so I'm hoping at the end of all this, you'll have an idea of what you can do with generative AI on this continent. By way of introduction, I'll hope this piece of gadgetry works. I'll need some help with this. Thank you. So by way of introduction, my name is Lawrence, and I look after startups across Africa. I have an amazing team of business development leads who work with our VCs and amazing startups that we engage with every day. And could I have my, thank you. They've just given you a spoiler right there. And I think we can jump right in. Thank you so much. So I'm a developer. I mess around with tech. I just happen to trip and fall onto the business side of the conversation. And so I like to bring a mix of the two. And we've worked a lot with AI in the last couple of years, right? And so I have a small game for you that will hopefully resolve in the next 20 minutes. Is this image of yours truly, that nice samurai armor, real or AI generated? So how many people are in the real camp? Oh, wow. I see 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 hands. How many people are in that? This is definitely 150% AI generated. Wow. Oh, this is good. Hold on to your answers, because at the end of this, we'll definitely know. So the one big thing that we know about Africa is we've been defined by innovation. Africa doesn't just walk through the paces, we leapfrog. And I think some of the amazing conversations that we've had on this stage are a big and amazing showcase of that. We skipped all the way into mobile money. We skipped all the way into blockchain. And I believe we're going to see the same change with generative AI. But it's critical, absolutely critical, to remember that technology is about people. AI is here to augment and not to replace. And in fact, in most of the wonderful business uses that we've actually seen it being used in, it's being used to take what already works and augment it, make it better. So will there be cases where AI replaces? Yes, but will always be to make an existing process work better and work faster. And so we have to kind of reinvent with generative AI. We have to kind of look at what are the processes that we're currently using and make them better. And what makes generative AI so fantastic is that more than ever, it's able to do multiple things. I don't know how many people here remember having a phone that could only do 2 things, text and call, right? And now you listen to music on it. Everybody here is a photographer to a degree. You're busy using it as your map. You don't think about these things, but that's the evolution of technology. And it's the same thing with AI. 4 years ago, we were talking about using AI to help see the world, to help engage with the process, right? But now, AI, we are no longer just talking to the machine. The machine is talking back. Right? And now, what can we do with this? What can we do with this amazing technology that is powered by foundation models trained on billions of parameters of data? And so as we walk through some of the amazing use cases that we'll touch on today, I want us to think in 2 ways. Number one is, what kind of user are you? And we see 3 big user categories. Number one is consumers. You simply want to use the technology. Or even in better yet, you want to use a solution powered by AI. The second big group, and I think this is where the innovation is going to lie, is integrators. You want to take these foundational models, these amazing LLMs, and actually do something with them. Find a problem, get a solution, use the technology, deliver it to your customer. But let's also not forget a third critical group, the builders. People who are out there challenging the norm, building new foundational models. And if we are to truly walk through the journey of AI, we have to cater for these three big audiences. But maybe you're not a technical person. Maybe you're here wondering, what's in it for me as someone who runs an organization? What's in it for me as someone who takes care of employees? And in this, you have a number of options. Number one, you can look at enhancing your customer experience. And I think this is where the integrators will be able to help you a lot. Number two is helping boost your employee creativity and productivity. And we'll take a look at some of the solutions there. And last but not least is optimizing your existing business processes. If something can be done in 10 minutes that used to take a day, why not? You've saved time, you've saved manpower, and at the end of the day, you've reduced your cost. So we're going to walk through the generative AI stack. And since I come from AWS, I also get to showcase some of the technology that we are putting out there for the developers and the various people walking through this process. So let's start at the bottom. Sorry, this cuts out a bit. Let's start with foundation, right? If you are a builder, if you're a developer who loves machine learning, this is for you. In 2006, AWS tripped in a data center and was like, hey, we have too many services that we just have too many servers that we're not using. Why don't we lease this out? And the cloud was born. In 2010, Amazon worked with NVIDIA to actually procure GPUs and start training. And the process of machine learning on the cloud began. And this process has been going on for the last 14 years. And if we're talking about empowering the next generation of builders to actually build foundational models, build new large language models, we need to innovate at the silicon level. And so what we have are two amazing pieces of technology, actual hardware. AWS Trainium that you can use to train models, and AWS Inferentia that you can use to run inference on those models. Basically meaning you can drive faster output. So if you're looking at building a custom model, maybe a startup, and I'll just switch to this. Maybe you're a startup and you're looking at, hey, what can I do with fine-tuning my credit scoring model, as an example, and you're building your own custom model, then this is for you. Go in, mess around, build something. And what we've seen is that it's 4 times faster with 10 times lower latency than the old way of doing things. And that's right at the bottom. And so if you're a developer exploring machine learning, we also put in front of you a simple tool for you to go and mess around with, and that's Amazon SageMaker. And with Amazon SageMaker, you can fine-tune models, and spoiler alert, you can also fine-tune large language models, foundation models, meaning if you want to try something magical, and I'll be touching on this in a bit, you can actually go in and build that. And what we've seen tens of thousands of customers doing is actually going in, building, trying their own models, and most of all, seeing the opportunity in the custom models they can put out there. But it is absolutely critical to remember that not everybody needs a custom model. It's very easy, especially as a developer, to be like, that's new, that's amazing, I want to use it. But maybe that doesn't work for you. And so the opportunity there lies in building something that works for you, and we'll see a few other use cases towards the end. And so you might be wondering, okay, fine, maybe building a custom model is not for me. I don't want to try it. I want to use what has already been built and tested. So what's my next option? How can I move quickly? How can I innovate? How can I start getting work on this? And so let's take a look at some of the tools that you can use. Amazon's approach to generative AI is best encapsulated by Amazon Bedrock. And with Amazon Bedrock, we're not looking at it as here is one large language model for you to use. We're actually doing something a little different. We see that developers want to try Meta's Llama 2. We see that developers want to try Anthropic's Claude. We see developers want to try Stability AI. Who knows, maybe that image was made with Stability AI. I guess we're going to find out in a bit. And so what we are looking at providing you is choice. And so with Amazon Bedrock, you're not locked to one foundation model. You can actually access all of these models. And so if you're looking at manipulating your own images, go on, use Stability AI. If you're looking to do something with code generation, text generation, Anthropic Claude does an amazing job. If you're looking at what Meta is doing in the open source space with Llama 2, and you're like, that is exactly what I need for my project, guess what? You can use Amazon Bedrock for this. And here's the best part, and this is why I absolutely love it, is it's API-based. Meaning if you don't like one model and would like to try another, guess what? You drop that and plug in the next, and you move on. Meaning you don't have to worry about all the self-hosting and all the headache that goes into working those models. And so developers and people who are enthusiastic about generative AI, I give you something amazing. I give you choice. Choose. Play around. It's a test bed. You can go in and build something that fits you. But you might be wondering, hey, what if I want to make it unique to me as an organization? How do I fine-tune this? And here's the best part, is all of this supports the classic ways of handling AI. Number one is you can fine-tune. I think that's standard. Everybody is aware. But number two is retrieval augmented generation. So this is a critical piece of it. I think we've all had the amazing stories of AI systems hallucinating because they're doing what they're doing. You've asked it to give you an answer, and it will find an answer. The question is that answer correct? And with retrieval augmented generation, you can basically tell it, hey, before you answer any of these questions, go and check out this knowledge base. Go and check out this website. Go and check out this wiki, these documents that we have available on the cloud, and use those to augment your answer. You can actually go as far as asking it to cite your sources. And so it will not just come in and give you a straight up answer that it made up. It will actually have referenceable answers. But most importantly, is we're taking it a step further. Fine, you have your model. Amazing, you fine-tuned it. But what if we do one more thing? What if we want the AI to take action? Think of all the ways you've interacted with AI models so far. You ask it a question, you get an answer, you move on with your life, right? What if we were to add in a little bit of automation? What if we were able to ask a question, get an answer, agree with the answer, and then ask the AI to do something in the real world? Wouldn't that be amazing? And so that's what you can do with agents for Amazon Bedrock. You can go in and ask it, hey, I don't know anything about how to deploy to AWS. So how do I deploy, I don't know, an EC2 container on AWS? It gives you an answer, and you're like, you know what? I agree with that. Deploy it for me. And it actually goes in, interacts with AI, with APIs that you have put in, and have that happen. And so imagine of how easily you can interact with your customers if you're thinking about this from a business perspective. Create me marketing copy to showcase our product, and you can actually go in, generate that, and have that transferred to you, or even sent via email, convert it into SMSs, connect it to Twilio, blast it out, connect it to Africa's Talking, and blast that out as well. There's so many options. And so think of agents as a way of taking the next step. It's no longer about talking to the machine. It's about working with the machine. And so that is not where we'll pause. Let's take it a bit deeper, right? The rabbit hole, it just keeps going, right? And at the end of the day, you might be wondering, hey, maybe AI in my organization is not something I'm really, sorry, I'll just take a step back on that one. It's not something I'm really sure about the security aspect of. Well, here are two key things that we are looking at as Amazon and that we take very seriously. Firstly, anytime you deploy and fine-tune a model, it's private to you. It's only visible to you. And so when you augment it with your data, it is unique to you. It is private. And so you're not training everybody's model, you're training your model. And to take it even deeper is you can actually go in and redact information, make information that is available, not visible to other people. And so you can imagine if you're augmenting, if you're doing something like retrieval augmented generation, and you're telling it to look at private data, you can even control what are people able to see when they interact with it. And for here, the opportunity lies in AI-powered solutions. You've seen some of the amazing things you can do with that. And if you're a developer, and I hope this excites you, right? You can see some of the potential that you can actually do with this. All the way from things like chatbots, virtual assistants, having conversations with people, reducing time and effort within support chains, coming up with new ways to do such summarization. I don't know how many of us, especially if you're a legacy, like you've been around for a while, you have tens of thousands of documents and you're wondering, how do I make that searchable? How do I make sure that the history of the work that's been done in my company is easily findable to new employees? These are some of the things that you can actually do. I see I have 5 minutes. I said I have 20 minutes to blow your mind, and so I have to jump into the next bit. And this, I go back to my developers, because, you know, I love developers. And imagine being able to generate your own code with Amazon Code Whisperer. And what Code Whisperer does is, it's a free tool. And sorry, I was hoping this would load and actually show you some of the amazing things you can do. There we go. It's actually a free tool that allows you to go in, put in a comment, and boom, voila, generate code. But I know what you're thinking. Hey, I can do that. There are many ways of doing that. But what if you have standards in your organization? You know, you're like, I'm a double tab kind of guy. I'm camel case, not lowercase. Developers know what I mean, right? I have a certain way of doing things. Guess what you can do? You can actually make Code Whisperer custom to you. So you can actually train it based on your code, not just public code. And here's the best part. Again, privacy. This is unique to you. You're not training the underlying model. You're training your model. It's yours to use. And you can have code generation that meets your use case. And what we've seen is that customers and developers using Code Whisperer get up to 28% faster. That's amazing. Imagine 28% faster. That's a day. That's out of 5 days, you've saved a day. Now, what you do with your Friday is up to you. So imagine the kind of productivity that you can drive within your organization. And I'll talk about AI chat, because I think chatbots have been kind of what everybody is looking at. And here we have something amazing for you as well. It's Amazon Q. What if you had a chatbot for everything? And I mean everything. From the documents in your organization, to the code you write, to documentation that you're creating, to your marketing copy. Imagine being able to have that in one place. And with Amazon Q, what you get is the ability to integrate it into your own development environment, if you're a developer, but you can even take it a step further for your business and actually integrate it with your own databases, with your own customer lists, with your ERP and CRM system, so that from one place, you can simply ask a question. How well are my customers doing, right? What is my sales forecast for this coming year? And remember, this is based on augmented generation, so it's pulling from your data. But here's the best part. It respects existing access. Meaning, Lawrence can't just hop in and ask, you know, how much is Jeff Bezos paid? You know, that's not something I can do, because it respects that access. And so, as I wind down in my last 2 minutes, I want you to think of, where do you fit as an AI user? Are you a builder? Are you looking to take the technology you have today and build amazing models? Are you an integrator? Are you looking to take the next step and fuse all of these together? Or are you a consumer? You want to find interesting ways of using that technology. And so, number one, if you're interested in getting started in the Gen AI journey, and we can touch on some of the use cases, is find the right use case. AI is not a panacea. It's just a really powerful tool. It's bringing an amazing set of technologies and making them available to you. And number two, is being able to choose exactly what fits you. And so it doesn't matter your industry, all the way from media and entertainment, and I've just posted a few of these on screen. Being able to change the way you interact with your customers, being able to optimize your marketing, being able to provide better product descriptions. And if you can see a use case that fits you, then you take the next step, is empowering your teams. Sorry, I can see someone's trying to take a photo of that, so I'll just leave that up, and please do take a photo of that. You can take the next step, which is empowering your teams. There's a lot of free learning material around this. All you have to do is hop up, go in, and learn. It's available. And here's the best part. If you want to learn with AI, that's possible as well. You can go in and ask it, hey, what do I need to learn? And improve that. And last but not least is go in and get started. Get your hands dirty. Go in, make that use case, build a proof of concept, and actually get something up and running. And we started this by saying innovation can transform Africa. It has, and it will. And I think in front of me are some of the most brilliant minds on the continent. And everywhere you look, there are problems, but as someone said, these are not problems, these are opportunities. And we should be able to go in, use them to change who we are and the lives we live. You can improve the lives around you with the technology in your hands. So let's go back. Is this image real? Is it AI generated? I want someone, how many people here said it's real? There were like 4 hands. How many people think it's AI generated? For sure, no questions asked. Okay, and the answer is, it's in fact real. So, as you interact with the world around you, ask yourself, what is real and what is AI? And as you interact with your customers, try and give them a real feeling. As much as technology is going to be a part of that journey, make them feel happy, make them feel engaged, and go out there, build amazing things. If you have any questions, we have a booth out there. I'm happy to see you there and engage on this. So thank you so much, and have a good one.